Okay, so good evening, everyone. So basic design and development. Basic web design and development refers to the foundational process of creating websites that are functional, visually appealing, and user friendly. So we have two types actually of website: static, no, which is only viewing, no, and dynamic, wherein we could able to interact with the website. Now, so uh it must be functional, no, visually appealing, and user friendly, no. It involves a combination of technical skills, no, creative design, and understanding of user behavior. Globally, in the Philippine context, no, uh web design and development have become essential skills, no, for businesses, education, government, and individuals seeking to establish an online presence, no. Globally, web design and development are integral to digital transformation, no, driving innovation across industries. Modern web design uses technologies like HTML, yung hypertext markup language, CSS, yung cascading style, JavaScript, and frameworks such as React, minsan naman Angular, and Vue.js to create dynamic, as I mentioned, a responsive website. Pag sinabi nating dynamic, responsive, web design focuses on creating intuitive interfaces, often guided by principles such as user experience or yung UX, and user interface, yung UI design. In our country, no, web design and in development are growing fields as the country embraces digitalization in sectors like e-commerce, as education, no, and government services. So the rise of a small and medium enterprises or SMEs has further, no, highlighted the importance of having an online presence. Platform like Shopify, no, Wix, and WordPress are popular among Filipino entrepreneurs for creating professional-looking website without extensive technical expertise. No? Instead of creating your website using Python, PHP, CSS, meron po mga platform katulad ng Shopify, Wix, and WordPress na pwedeng gamitin ng mga walang extensive technical expertise. No? Accessibility and responsiveness are central to global web design standards. So with the proliferations of mobile devices, no, websites must adapt seamlessly to the different screen sizes and devices. So globally, this is led to the adaptation of responsive web design techniques. So in our country, where mobile internet usage is high, creating mobile-friendly website is a priority for businesses and organizations. So web development also encompass the back end, which handles server-side functionality, databases, and application logic. So globally, technologies like PHP nga po, Python, Node.js, and databases like MySQL and MongoDB are widely used. So in our country, many developers use these technologies not to build a website and application for local and international clients, contributing to the country's growing IT outsourcing industry. So the global emphasis on web design and development extends to ensuring websites are accessible to all users, no, including those with disabilities, no, adhering to standards like the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines ensures inclusivity. So in the Philippines, government websites are mandated to comply with accessibility standard under Republic Act number 7277, no, promoting equal access to information. So education and training in web design and development are widely available worldwide, no, through online courses, coding boot camps, and academic programs. So globally, platforms like Pre-Code Camp, Udemy, and Code Academy have democratized access to web development skills. In the Philippines, initiative like TESDA's online training programs, no, and local coding schools are made these skills more accessible to aspiring developers because web design trends such as minimalism, dark mode, and micro interactions influence global practices. And these trends shape how websites are perceived, no, and enhance user engagement. So in the Philippines, businesses and organizations often adopt these trends to stay competitive and create modern, visually appealing websites that resonate on their audiences. Play ko ulit yung video. Wala, paano pa pala kayo? Ito ba, ano ba ito? Right. Full screen.
I welcome you all to this presentation on Introduction to Web Design, Fundamentals and Concepts. So this presentation is going to be a very short and precise presentation. Okay, so let's move on to the presentation. So what is a website? A website is a group of web pages. Okay, for someone who doesn't know completely what a website, this will be a little bit okay. For someone who already knows all this stuff, maybe it is like your kindergarten subject where we're starting from ABC, but still we felt it is important for us to have a refresh on these things so that we can continue our services in same way. So what is a website? A website is a group of web pages, and the pages like a home page or an about page or a contact page. Normally when you get into a website, any website, when you are coming across, there will be multiple pages. So a website is a group of web pages. Okay, so a website again works with the following things. It is assigned with a domain name like www.yourwebsite.com or any name. So a website group is a group of web pages and it is assigned with a domain name. Okay, and then it needs to be hosted on an internet server. Okay, so some of the server names we have mentioned here: Bluehost, GoDaddy, BigRock or HostGator. So reason being, it needs to be available 24/7. Our websites, whatever we design, needs to be available 24/7. So we are going to a hosting server provider, and all these web pages are interlinked with each other through menus and hyperlinks or links with each other. That is basically called as a sitemap. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the home page, about us page, products, FAQs, contact us, additional informations. In the products we have product 1, product 2, product 3, and in the order page we have order form, payment page, order and processing confirmation. So all these are individual pages and they are interlinked in a hierarchy, and this is normally called, in the technical term, called as sitemap. So this is the sitemap which says what is our entire website is all about. So combination of web pages through linking hosted on a server with the common domain name. So with these web pages we can put images, videos, texts, button, banners, forms, and any functionality which we intend to put on a website. So this is a website in a nutshell. Okay. So how to build a web page? First, a web page on a real-time scenario, that is excluding the point of WordPress, where we have a WordPress as a tool to build web pages, but forgetting that if there is no WordPress, how to build a web page? Because ultimately, even WordPress being a tool, it is also building the web pages in the same method what now we are going to see. Okay. A web page primarily is a document written in HTML. So what is HTML? It is a hypertext markup language. Okay. So this is a universal language recognized by all web browsers like Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox. So it reads HTML files. So it is just a text file written in hypertext markup language code, which will be interpreted by the browsers, and it will display whatever information has been told in the HTML in front of the page through our browser. So the look and feel of your web pages have to be uniform across all pages. This is important point. Like when there is a menu bar on the web page, when there is a content on the bottom footnote, or there are text and colors schemes, these are to be consistent and uniform across all pages. So to achieve that, there is a system called as CSS, Cascading Style Sheet System. So what it does is, the CSS is a common file which will store all information relevant to each component of a website. Like if it is a button, if it is a main menu, what will be the color of the button, what will be the font style, what will be the font height, text size, and then where it will be placed, and when there is any content on a particular container, what it will be the all around spaces. You can just imagine that equal to formatting a word document. We all are very well aware of using Word documents. So in Word normally we have various systems like headings, paragraph, heading 1, 2, 3, and then there are alignments like center and top, middle. So such formatting is what is already placed as a standard written system inside the CSS. So this will be common for all the pages, because a user, when they are entering into a website, they should not have menus on one location in one page and another location in another page. They'll be confused. They'll be confused to see what they really want to see. So our purpose when we are building a website, when we are building a web page, has to drive the visitors in the direction where we want them to take action. Website is just like a piece of real estate where you can make anything on the real estate. You can build an apartment, you can build an official complex, you can build a shop, or you can build a school. But once you start building, you want to give a map of that particular website, of that particular location, so that you tell them where they are and you guide them where the lift is, where the staircase is, how to reach to the particular location. Because if you don't do, and if the things are different, and then the visitors will be confused, so you will not achieve what we are trying to achieve through a website. That is why CSS is very important. So what web pages do is, the HTML file contains the link of the CSS, and it reads the CSS and utilizes that information to show the website in the way we want it. So other than CSS, the next important thing inside the website development or a web page is the JavaScript. It is a .js file. CSS is a .css file. So the .js file, what it does is, any actions on the web page, like a mouse clicking or a video player or whatever movement, dynamic things happening on the web page, that is captured, that is done through the JavaScript. So what a static website where you don't have anything moving, your website is just a static image like thing where you have an image just like a Word document where nothing moves. The difference between a Word and a normal website is a website has any clickable actions, any automated rollovers, banners coming in, moving out, sliders. So such things happen only through JavaScript. So these are the fundamental things. HTML is the base in which a website runs, and HTML has a link to the CSS and the JavaScript files, and these three are compulsorily required for any web page to function. So whether we build a website using WordPress, or whether we are building directly, or whether we are building a website through ASP, whichever language we are developing, these are the three cornerstones which will make a website run. So even though a WordPress website is done through the tool, what WordPress does in the backend is it creates the code, it creates the code of lines or the programs in the backend by itself, and it saves those information inside the website itself, so that when the next time the page is opened, the system will read the information what it's supposed to do. So the HTML file includes the links and functions as a master page which displays all information you have written in the HTML file. So this is a small video which I will also explain along with how to find how a website really works. Okay, so the website which we are going to have a look is digitechproducts.com, which is our own company website. So when we open digitechproducts.com, this is a company website which opens. This is built currently on WordPress. Okay, we did not write any code on this. When we started this website, we have developed completely using the WordPress environment. So not even a single line of program or code is written on this. But however, once we publish these websites using WordPress, you can consider WordPress like a Microsoft Word, where you are preparing a Word document. So now we need to just have a one thing. I'll just go back. I'll just pass it here. So when we are creating a Word document, like creating a Word document, we create pages inside WordPress. Okay, even though we do that, when we publish the pages, the page will be saved as a HTML file. And to know how these things happen, what you can do is the current action. Just on any website, when you go, whether you are in Google Chrome or Internet Explorer or Firefox, if you just right click, okay, if you just right click, you will find a view page source on that right click. If you click on that, a new window will open where it will show the type of document. Okay, so here if you see, even though the website of Digitech Products is built on WordPress, the WordPress has saved this website as a HTML file. So it is a doc type HTML only. So WordPress, instead of we writing a code, the WordPress is writing a code for us. Okay, then if we continue, the codes of lines of HTML is available here, and now the mouse section is showing something called as style. Okay, so the style is nothing but the cascading style sheet which we are talking about. Okay, so this is the zoomed area. So it shows what kind of border, what is the shadow, what is the alignment, what is the color, padding, all such informations. So this CSS is saved, some of this CSS is saved in the HTML itself, and many things are saved as a separate CSS files. As you can see, there is the .css files, thickbox.css. So WordPress, what it does is, by default, when we are adding some things, when we are changing some things, it records whatever we does and converts that into a code, and it saves in the backend, so that when the HTML file is opened by the browser, it will refer to these files and it will show the site the way we intended. Okay, and next thing is the JavaScript, which I have already told. So this is a script which is written inside the HTML itself. For some functions we can write directly inside the HTML. Same CSS, some also we can write within the HTML. But for major functions, we normally write as a separate file, and that separate file can be accessed like shown here. So this is a jQuery.js. migrate min.js, lightbox.js. So lightbox.js is, for example, whenever we are clicking something and there is a pop-up which shows the video in the same window, instead of opening in a separate tab, the video will open as a separate pop-up within the screen itself instead of a separate tab or window. That is called as a lightbox. So this lightbox is done using a JavaScript coding, which is taken care directly by WordPress inside the system when we added just that lightbox system. Okay, so now don't get scared when I'm saying all this, because we did not write even a single line of code when we developed this particular website. As you can see, this website is running with all dynamic. There is a video in the background, there is a text in the thing, there were animations, all such things were there, but nothing of which is written in any code. It was completely done by WordPress, and WordPress has created the coding. So this is the usage of WordPress. We need not know any programming, but we can create websites like this using WordPress completely without any support or coding requirement. Now we will see the parts of a web page, because when we are going into the web design world, we should know some terminology, some glossaries. So as you can see, this is a typical layout of a website, where you can see normally this is a general layout. Now it is not mandatory that we need to follow this, but normally this is a standard practice. So on the left hand side top corner we have the logo. Even in our Digitech Products website, if you open and see, you can see our logo here. So on top, this is a announcement bar window where you can put some news or something, and there is a top bar for searching. Normally the search, this is a general philosophy, because any visitor visiting a website normally will go to the top right corner for a search. Okay, and this is the area where you have the menus or the pages, web pages, connectivity, some information about the header. So if about the website, like in our Digital Products, we told complete web solutions for both online and offline businesses. And then this is the sidebars, okay, where we can put additional content, maybe the latest blogs, videos, something like that. We can put some ads, banner ads. If in some of the websites you might see there are advertisements, Google ads running on here or here. And then this is the bottom area where you put the company information and stuff like that. So this is a general layout of a web page, how it normally happens to be. Okay, the web page consists of the following parts. Header. So header is this box, okay, where anything you put inside this comes under the header. The next is the body, which is the central portion. Okay, whatever you put inside here will become the main content of the website. The next is the sidebar. There is a left sidebar and there is a right sidebar. These both are optional, because in Digitech Products website you might not have seen any sidebars. So it was fully filled by the body. So this we can edit and customize as per our requirement. In some of the pages, like the blog pages, normally we give one right sidebar where we put our Facebook plugin, we put our plugins related to our YouTube videos, so that the YouTube videos or Facebook posts and then our recent posts, all such things will come in the right, so that if a user while reading, if something finds interesting for them, they can click and go to that. This is called as guiding. So this is the map, which instead of the site, in addition to the site map or through the web pages, here we guide them. We show an advertisement of any of the product or something like that. So this is the use of a sidebar. And the last is the footer, which is the bottom node. So in the footer, normally we provide the company name, details, address, terms and conditions about the site, all such information which is readily accessible. Instead of someone going to the contact us, they can see this. So this layout, when you visit any website, you can find as a general practice. So when we are building websites also, we should keep this in mind. So having a border, having a footer, having a body, sidebar, let us decide according to that, and we have to proceed in the way. And this layout we can keep in mind anytime, refer back, so that this layout can help us in creating a standardized website. Okay, there are websites also where they do not follow such things, okay, where it is more trendy with different kinds of things. Even in Facebook, if you see, you don't have all such stuff. Yeah, in Twitter you don't have such things. So it all depends on the creativity of the creator of the website, but still this is a general standard practice. So what is web design and what is web development? So this is very important to really see, because now everybody usually confuses two things. One, when someone says from the development side, they think web design is something different, and someone coming from the web design side, they think and the people on the outside scenario, they think everything is same, but it is not. Actually, web design is a separate action and web development is a separate action. So web design normally, in the earlier scenarios before WordPress arrival, it was done through some of the graphic design tools where the layout of the system, only creating how the page looks, is what web design philosophy is. And web development philosophy is making the website work with all the working functionalities, with all the code which needs to make the website run. So to explain, like, web design is, maybe today it is done through CMS or WordPress, but in the general context, web design is nothing but front end design of how a page looks. Web design is the front end design of how a page looks, and web development is the back end design of how a page works. Okay, so the look and the working are the difference between web design and web development. Okay, so the web development can be done through various programming languages like PHP, ASP.NET. There are multiple languages available, so anything can be chosen. But the WordPress system is built on PHP. This is for your information purpose. WordPress is built on PHP, and using WordPress without any code, we can develop websites. Okay, so the front end portion is web design and the back end portion is web development. The second thing is, anyone to become a web designer, they require at least some graphic design knowledge in terms of layouts, which I have already told you. So how does a website look? What are all the components? What is the color schematics? How should you have corresponding colors? What is the general acceptable text font, text sizes, which is feasible for the viewers to see, which is more attractive, not giving a very weird look. So such things are the basic knowledge which someone should develop when they want to become a web designer. So it requires graphic design knowledge. In a web development requires coding and programming knowledge, how to write codes to make all this work. This is the basic difference. Then in web design, we can create the design using WYSIWYG editors. So what is WYSIWYG? It is the acronym of what you see is what you get. That is, you will design the web page just like creating a Word document, where in Word document you know what is going to be there on the Word. But when you are doing web development, it is creating the entire web design using the code in the background. Okay, so the web designers creating using WYSIWYG editors like WordPress, or there are also WYSIWYG editors without WordPress. You might have seen when you are going into YouTube, there is always a ad coming, Wix.com, Wix.com. Do you need a website? And you can use Wix. So that is again a WYSIWYG editor, which is not WordPress. Okay, but what they have done is, instead of someone going and creating a code, they have created a editor which, by just dragging, dropping, by just scrolling, you can create a page just like creating something on the WordPress, but that system will convert it into a code and your website will be published. It is similar to WordPress but in a different philosophy. So WYSIWYG editors can be used for web design, but you need to have coding to do web development. Web design is easy to learn, web development a little bit difficult to learn because you require a lot of time to understand the coding system. Then we can use CMS. CMS is nothing but content management system. So WordPress is a content management system. We can use a CMS to design and deploy a full website without any code. So there are other CMS also like WordPress, something called as Joomla, something called as Drupal, even OpenCart. All these are content management systems where it will have an interface for the user in the front end to just put the information what they want in the way they want to look, and the CMS will work as a framework and it will deploy the website and it will make the website function, taking care all the code on the back end. But in web development it needs a framework. The framework is something like, for ASP you need Visual Studio, for PHP you need some framework like Zend. So only with the framework all these web pages will be compiled together and then it will be published and launched for it to work as a fully deployed website. And the major disadvantage in terms of CMS or WordPress is customization. See, the CMS, the WordPress or any CMS, it works in the concept of themes or templates. Okay, so templates are something which are predefined, like what is the color of the header, what is the font of the menu bar, what is the color of the menu button. So all such things are predefined in the themes or templates which we choose, which we will see in detail when we are going to the WordPress introduction. However, customizing it are only to a limited extent possible. If you would like to change the shape of the button, instead of a rectangle, like a rounded button, if that option is provided in the template to change it from a rectangle to a rounded, then it is possible to customize. Otherwise, it is very difficult to customize. You have to go ahead with whatever you have as part of the theme or the template you selected. But in case of web development, it is not the case. You can customize it fully as per your requirement. Anything can be customized using the coding system. This is a basic difference between web design and web development. But why are we saying this? Is to give an idea for new entry people. What we are going to achieve through Digitech products is mainly through web design, not through web development, unless until if it is complex systems are required, we go. Otherwise, our focus is purely, as I told you earlier, will be on web design through CMS, mainly WordPress or OpenCart, depending on the requirement of the client. So we will be working on web design where the tool will convert the development by itself. Okay, so this is just a basic difference. On the final note, this is very important, the focus. What we want to achieve as Digitech products. Okay, we want to develop websites for our customers in terms of usability, which means the users, when they visit the website, it should be very easy for them. The website should not be complex. You should not hide information in such a way that they have to click multiple times to reach for an information. No, we have to have the website very usable, user friendly, with best interfaces. Then credibility. It means whatever information we are putting inside the website, even for our client or our own websites, we need to have only information which are true to the knowledge. We should not give information either which is copied from some other websites or taken from a competitor website. Credibility is very important. Whatever we are showing in the website, because any user only on creation of trust will continue the journey with us and converting it into a sale. Otherwise, the trust will not grow. The third thing is scalability. It means today we are able to generate something with some limited resources, and at later date if we would like to scale the website, like today I do not need a webinar platform, but tomorrow I want to add a webinar platform, so that scalability should be available in our website. That is purely possible through WordPress. That is why we are selecting WordPress. If you are doing a conventional web development methodology using coding system, scalability becomes a big question mark. It is not so easy to edit and add additional functionalities whenever required. So considering scalability as a point, we are getting into the CMS methodology. Then visibility. So visibility is applicable for both the brand and also the ranking of the websites on the search engine platforms or on the social media platforms. So our websites will be highly visible in terms of the content and valuable. Then finally, the most important thing, sellability, because majority of the web design companies, they are just focusing only on the design aspects, wherein they want to create websites which look stunning with a lot of colors and all animations and such stuff, but ultimately are they converting, whether they are able to sell. The purpose of a website is to bring new customers and sell them products. So that should be our focus. Every time when we are creating a website, all these five pillars are to be thought: usability, credibility, scalability, visibility, and sellability. So with this, we come to a conclusion of our presentation on the website introduction to website design.
Okay. So, as I mentioned earlier, no, mobile optimization is a global standard on web development, no, due to the growing dominance of mobile internet users, no. And globally, in technologies like responsive web design and ensure that website adapt seamlessly to different device among accessibility and usability. So in our country, where mobile penetration is among the highest in Southeast Asia, prioritizing mobile-friendly wireless is essential for reaching the broadest audience. Localization and cultural relevance are essential considerations in web design. Website offers cater to diverse audience by incorporating multilingual support, no, and culturally appropriate design elements, no. In our country, incorporating local languages, no, cultural motifs and region specific content enhances user connections and trust. No, this is particularly significant for government and educational websites that serve rural and indigenous population. Security and privacy are major concern, of course, in global web development. The rise in cyber threats has led, no, to the adoption of secure protocols like HTTPS website, no, firewalls and encryption methods to protect user data. In our country, laws such as Data Privacy Act of 2012 mandate organizations to safeguard sensitive information. Now, compliance with this regulation is a priority for web developers and organizations. Education in upskilling vital, no, to sustaining the growth of web design and development. So coding boot camps, no, online courses and university programs equip learners with the necessary skills, no. In our country, no, platforms like Test the Online program, no, local coding controls and international certifications are helping aspiring developers, no, gain expertise. And this is particularly important for the IT BPM or the information technology business process management industry in the Philippines increasingly demand skilled web developers. E-commerce, no, and web development are interconnected in the global and Philippine economies, no. Platforms like Amazon, Alibaba, Lazada, Shopee, no, thrive on robust web technologies that enable seamless locally. Platforms such as Shopee and online stores for SMEs, no, are transforming traditional commerce into digital ecosystem because web development ensure these platforms remain scalable, no, secure and user friendly. Emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, no, progressive web apps, and augmented reality are reshaping web design globally. No, AI-powered chatbots, no, for instance, enhance customer service on website, while the progressive web apps provides app-like experience through browsers. Now, in our country, integrating these technologies into web development can help local businesses and institutions improve efficiency and competitiveness. So, therefore, basic design in web development are integral to creating a digital connected world. So these practices are driven by innovation, usability, and inclusivity. In our country, they offer solutions to challenges such as limited access to information, economic barriers, and the digital divide. With continuous advancement, now I believe an investment in education, infrastructures, and security, syempre, web design and development will remain pivotal in building a more equitable and accessible digital future, especially in our country. Na?